Hey, Evil Dead fans, I'm just making a video and a little rant and that I have about some of these auctions. And I'm not talking about the Stars auction. It's these other prop companies that are buying these sets for like around $100 of like the books and stuff from Ash's room. Now, the reason why it's a little rant is I would prefer the Evil Dead fans to get these first before, prop companies buying them up. But the silver lining is, if you can't get anything now, you might get something later from one of these other prop shops that broke apart the set. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things you need to look for in these prop shops that are selling these things or breaking these sets apart. Number one, you're going to buy something, a random book that was on a shelf for like 35 to 50 bucks. Now, one thing you need to look for is to make sure that's a real prop shop. You need to know if they're reparable. You need to check out their feedback. You need to see, hopefully, they'll have a picture of one of their COAs. You will not get the Star COA since it is a broken apart set. It kind of ruins that Star's certificate if it's broken apart, because the Star certificate will tell you, it will give a description of what is in that set to a point. So you won't get that. You'll get a COA from the prop company that's selling it. So say if this prop company is based in Florida, you'll get one from their company instead of the Stars one. So you won't get that. You won't get the Stars one. And also make sure that they are a real prop company. If they just say, I'll give you a COA, if it's just a random seller, or if you don't know if it's real, I mean, it's somebody who could buy a random book and print out a fake COA and then sell it to you as real, and it could be fake. Another thing you need to remember is when something says screen used, it could be something that was just on camera, not necessarily that's been actually used. Like say something that was used, like the chainsaw or the Kandarian dagger. What these books and stuff are, these sets that come together with like a ton of books or just random crap, is things that were put on the set to fill in the room, look like he lived there kind of thing. And the thing you gotta remember when they film this stuff, if the prop is not meant to be used, it does not move. They hire people to make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to stay, that's not supposed to be used. So if there's a pile of books that's supposed to sit there like that, it just sits there. The actors do not touch that stuff because they get in, I wouldn't say a lot of trouble, but they get kind of like reamed about it. Don't touch that, because it needs to be where it's supposed to be through all the shots. So you gotta remember, it's nothing like Bruce Campbell thumbed through these books or anything like that, because the probability of him doing that is very minute. So it's just something that sat there. And also be aware of screen used versus production used. Production used is something that was used in the production, the making of the series or the show. Now, screen used is something that, whether it was actually used or just sat there, had screen time. So you need to be aware of that too. So if you buy something and you're like, oh, it was in the production of it, it wasn't on screen, it was just used in the production. So they could have like 100 printouts of the hardware, Ash's poster of the hardware store. And now if it says production used, it means it was made to be used in the production of it. It didn't necessarily at all have any screen time. So you got something that just maybe sat in a box somewhere in case they needed to use it. It wasn't used on screen. So in retrospect to this video, I wish the Evil Dead fans got first dibs at this stuff at a lower bid value so they could get it instead of prop shops buying them all up. But like I said, the silver lining is if you can't get anything from this auction now, you can look at these other prop shops, make sure they're the real deal. And just make sure they're the real deal, and you can get something later. You're gonna spend more money for one thing than you would have a whole set of something. So you definitely want to be aware of that. Just make sure they're a real prop shop company and that their COA, hopefully they have pictures of their COAs so you know it's reparable. Check out their feedback, check out their history, check out what else they sell or have sold if you can. Just don't be fooled by some of these people who are good. It's going to happen, who are going to put up some fake crap on eBay. And these other auctions, they are on eBay, these other prop shops selling them. Some of them are reparable, some of them I kind of question. I'm like, there's only like a few of them, but there's two I'm like, okay, that's the real deal. But there's another one that I'm like, I don't know. 'Cause, you know, I deal with COAs all the time, you know, buying autographs and different things. So I've been burned before. So I always do my research from now on that stuff. So you guys need to do the same as well. And another thing, if you got something from the auction and it's like a set and you wanted one thing and trying to sell the other half, let me give a word of advice for you. You know, an experience myself. I got the Zoe auction mainly for the ring. Now I'm happy to have that suit and stuff like that she wore, you know, but it wasn't the reason why I got that auction. It was the ring. Now a friend of mine suggested to sell the suit with the COA, with the Star COA, and keep the ring. The reason why I'm not going to do that is I want to keep the COA for the ring as well. I don't want to break that apart, because he said, well, if you don't ever plan on selling the ring, just do it. And you know, everything has a price. If somebody offers me 10 grand at one point, I'm maybe like, yeah, here you go. You know, they'll want the COA with it, because who knows if I faked the ring. But I don't ever plan on selling it right now at this time at all. So don't ask for it or offer me anything, because I'm not going to sell it. But there's my little rant. So I just want to let you guys be aware of what to look for when buying stuff from these other auction companies and prop shops. So if you guys have any questions about it, just contact me on Facebook or in the comments below. You guys have a great day.